Okay, so welcome back to the channel and another video on this barn conversion garage build. Now at the end of the last video we got this basic roof structure in place, and today we need to just go around and finish it off, get it ready to put the tin sheets on. So all the beams down this end, they're all overhanging the roof quite massively, so they all need trimming back. Then I'm going to add a 6x2 to the end of it to give the top of the sheet something to hang on to. We need to sort out the soffits and fascias for this end so we know how much to overhang the roof by. And I've already gone around and done the concrete blocks, so I added that concrete block on the end and a few up on top of this wall here just to finish it off, basically make it a bit more secure. So the first job will be the soffits and fascias, I think. Now all I'm going to do for this is I have a load of 6x2s in the corner there, so I'm going to just chop off a load of lengths of that. Cut them all to the right angle, overhang the roof, get a chalk line, snap it on there, and then trim them all to length. That way it'll give me a nice straight line hopefully, and then I can just add the soffit and fascias to that. Once that's done, we can just chop those down and then we can make a start with these tin sheets. Okay, so I've got the overhang chopped back and that 6x2 added to the top. That gives those sheets something top and bottom to cling onto. So that'll be the next job for this side. And on the back, so I've cut and added all the bits for the fascia to sit on. So the fascia will cover these pieces and the original beams, so it'll be quite a large fascia to be honest, and then the gut will sit on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually get this end closed back in, get the sheets up for there, and to do that I'm going to screw a piece of 6x2 onto the wall so that I can sit the sheets onto it and get them all square. Okay, so we got those sheets all trimmed up. Use the angle grinder. I've left them slightly proud. You might be able to see them just there, just to take into account the thickness of the sheets. They may need a bit of trimming, but once I've got the sheets up there, we'll be able to sort that out. So the next job now I want to do before I put the sheets on is to add these wall straps. Now this will tie this top piece of wood into the wall, again because it's a high wind area. So all we need to do here is basically put some screws into the blocks and then nail onto that wood. So get on and do those. And then to connect the wood, I'm just using these twist nails. So that's that done. Just need to carry on, do the rest of those now. So that's all the wall straps fitted now. They are nailed in from the top as well. I didn't show that on camera, but there is holes for them to nail into at the top and round actually. They're bent all the way around, so that'll be nice and solid, and it ties those wooden wall plates effectively onto the wall. So the next job now will be to fit these sheets. So I'm going to fit these sheets loosely to begin with. The reason being that this end of the wall, from the Dutch barn end to there, is approximately 2 or 3 inches longer than the other side. Now it's really difficult to try and measure this because nothing is square. The walls aren't straight, they're not square, they're not flat, nothing. So it's very, very difficult. So it's approximately 2 to 3 inches. But I don't know how far it is out in other ways, but I know that everything I've done is pretty much level. So what I'll do is I'll loosely fit the sheets and then I can compensate. Now I can pull the sheet out slightly in that corner, and I've made the fascia on this side slightly longer so it sticks further out there, and that should twist the roof round slightly and hopefully give us a straight edge over on this side. Now I want this side to look straight because it's the side you can see from the road, whereas the other side is basically what I can see, so I'm not too worried about that end. And I know how far up this barn is. So I'll put the sheets up loosely. I'll get a few sheets on there and I'll be able to see roughly where they're going to end up and go from there. Okay, so that last clip was a couple of weeks ago now, and obviously as you can see we now have a roof back on the barn. Now I didn't actually film any of putting the sheets on just because it was very, very difficult to do. I put the first row on by myself and Sri helped me with the second row. But the weather, it was either too wet and obviously very slippery, very dangerous, the camera was getting wet, or it was too windy, which made putting the sheets up very difficult. And again, the camera was just blowing over, or it was just too sunny, in which case I couldn't really see what I was doing because of the sun reflecting back off the galvanized sheets. But putting the sheets up there, fairly straightforward. It's only a case of lining everything up. With that far corner, basically I pulled everyone down slightly and just overlapped them very slightly. Just made a nice edge on it, and it looks really good now, and it's worked out really well. I did actually add another beam into the middle. It didn't really need it. When I took the acros down, it didn't really move at all. But by adding that 6x2 there, it gave something for this side of the roof to actually connect up to. So the roof is screwed down into that beam and then up into that beam, and it makes it even stronger then. It's almost like a box going down the middle of the garage. So the next job I'm going to do now is actually spray foam this roof. And this is not for insulation, this is just to stop it condensating when it's cold. Basically, if you have a metal garage roof, you probably already know the problems you're going to have. So all I'm going to do is I bought some spray foam cans, and I'm going to spray foam the roof just to help stop it condensating in the cold weather. So to do that, I'm going to start masking off the wood because I want to keep that nice and clean and tidy. Once that's all masked up, I can get on and spray it. So I've managed to get the woodwork all masked up. That's protected all the woodwork so it doesn't get foam all over that. Should keep it looking nice and clean. And these sheets here, where they've obviously been outside and got wet, and I cleaned all that up with a bit of wire wool just to give it a bit of a key as well. So the foam I'm going to be using to insulate this roof will be this Penicil single component foam. Now in an ideal world they would have used 2-pack foam that you can get with the big bottles, but it's very expensive, and this is only to reduce condensation. This is not going to be insulating the building, just to stop the cold bridging basically. So hopefully this will work. I've never used it before, but we'll give it a go. The kit I got came with everything. It had 12 cans of foam, can of cleaner, and the gun ready to go. On top of that, I bought one of these white suits, paper suits, just because it'll go everywhere basically, and I don't want to be wearing it for the next couple of weeks. So the cans ideally need to be about 20 degrees, says on it here, best results 20 degrees, but you can go from like 5 degrees up to 40, I think, or 30. Yeah, from 5 to 30. So I've had these cans indoors to keep them warm since I've had them, and now they're sat in the box in the car just to keep them warm while I'm working. It's quite a cloudy day today, but when the sun comes out it's really warm, so the car's really hot inside, and there is a good break in the clouds in about an hour or so. Once that happens, the roof will warm up really quickly, and then I'll just get on and spray it on. So this is what I'm going to be using. Like I said, never used it before, but we'll give it a go and show you the results. The can's at 21.3 degrees, which is about ideal. Actually says on the can, so the can should be 18 to 28 degrees. Best is 20. On the roof, the ambient temperature needs to be plus 10 to plus 30. And the roof itself is at 13.9, 14 degrees. So we're going to go for it here. Yeah, it's 21 degrees. So get ready to spray. So this is what I've ended up with. It was quite difficult, to be honest, to get a consistent result, especially once you got going. The goggles misted up and obviously got a lot of foam on them. Couldn't actually see what I was doing half the time, which is why there are patches that have got more than others, and some patches got very little foam, but generally it's not too bad. There are a couple of areas which I will need to grab another can or a couple of cans and just go back over, but I'm fairly happy with it. So the idea, again, not to insulate the building, but just to stop the condensation. So I've had mixed results with the foam, but I think a lot of it is down to technique and experience, and I've had neither basically. It's okay. I think that the two-part foam is obviously a lot easier to use because you can use the sprayer in any direction, but with these cans you have to keep it upright, otherwise you're losing propellant but no actual foam. And obviously doing the walls would be a lot easier than doing the ceiling, but I think a lot of it is just down to technique. Now I will have to go and grab some more cans to finish this off. There's a few areas that are a bit bare and a bit thin in places, so I want to just get those bits done. Now, if you have been enjoying these videos, please do remember to hit the like and subscribe button. We have just tipped over 1,000 subscribers now, and I'm really, really pleased. It's made a massive difference. So it's going to be the last video on the barn for a little while. They don't seem to be all that popular anyway, and I need to catch up on the jobs I've been putting up on the cars. The pickup needs an MOT. I also need to put those seats in that I bought and sort a few other bits and pieces out. But I'm going to start moving stuff around now so that I can actually make a start on having a proper workshop in the other garage. So that's going to be about it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again shortly.